Your account reinstatement starts here, and it all starts with a checklist, right? When you get suspended, you get emotional most of the time. It just is what it is. As a human, you don't feel good, right? So that's when phase one comes in, creating some type of checklist. And from the get, number one is to stop and breathe. Number two is to find that violation. What did you do? Did Amazon tell you? Identify the code and policy. So what actual rule did you break? Where's the rules? What policy did you actually break? And of course, download everything. So you want to get as much documentation about that issue as possible to figure out what happened, right? Now, once you figure out what happened, it's you're going to analyze, okay, so you know what happened now. You're analyzing it. You saw the notification. Is there anything deeper that Amazon's trying to say, right? And also, what does Amazon want to see? If you were Amazon right now, what would you want them to provide? What would you want a seller to provide you, right? And that's called reverse engineering. That's going to help you think like Amazon so you can become successful. And you can see this guy's right here. He's going through on his desk Amazon's actual policies, highlighting what the policies are, reading through them. And a lot of the times, these suspensions happen for a multitude of reasons, but they're usually the same, whether it's account health issues, account level reserve from too many A to Z claims, customer complaints, too many bad feedback, account verification, product authenticity. This one in particular, right? In order for them to get reinstated, what do they need to do? They need to do identity verification. So they got suspended because Amazon couldn't identify their identity. And to get reinstated, Amazon has to identify their identity. So this one, they just click this link, and then they obviously have to prove that they are who they say they are to get potentially reinstated and get their money on Amazon. This is an example of a checklist for identity verification. So of course, identifying the cause. They haven't approved my identity. They don't think I am who I say I am. Number two, what led up to this? Was there something that triggered this, or try to figure out what triggered it? Number three is to gather that documentation. Again, if I were Amazon, what would I request from you to determine if you are who you say you are? And then if you want to go to number four, you're going to file an appeal. Number five, if it's still not working, you can escalate it via calling Amazon. Number six, you can escalate it via Amazon forms, and it goes all the way up to arbitration, right? Maybe it's something different. It's Informed Consumers Act, which is a super big pain, but this is also another pretty much step that you could have for suspension. Now, let's say they have instead of verification, you have to submit a plan of action. Now, creating a plan of action, which is going to be the recalls, corrective measures, and then of course, long-term prevention. So what happened, why it happened, how you're going to make sure it never happens again. And there's different ways to write a plan of action depending on the issue. But a lot of the plan of action doesn't just come down to the words. It comes down to the actual evidence you provide. So they're wanting to see, for example, if they think you're selling items that aren't authentic. That's when you're kind of collecting all of these documents before you submit an appeal. You want to make sure you're giving them everything right up front so you can get approved. Also, they might ask for identity verification documents if you are doing identity verification, or even product verification. Your identity, passport's my favorite, utility bill, bank statement, are you a legitimate business, supply chain proof, letter of authorization, invoices, and more. Amazon Seller Forms is one of the best places to go to if you have additional questions. They're a free platform. It is a little bit of a pain because you have to message back and forth and check it every day, but it has been well known, and we've used it ourselves to get clients reinstated and escalated up the chain of command, right? So when you actually open up a case, you can open up a new discussion here as an Amazon seller, and then you can escalate it to somebody working at Amazon, and they'll review it and potentially help you so that way you can get reinstated. There's so many different ways, but from all of this, the main gist is right when you get started, right when something bad happens, just create a checklist. Breathe, identify the problem, identify people who had the same problem before. How did they resolve it? Mimic, right? Iterate, make it a little bit better, a little bit different. That's going to be a great example of a first checklist. Once you have that checklist and you're submitting, let's say it's a plan of action, you submit the plan of action, right? And it's not approved, make a new checklist. That way you're unemotional. You're just following the checklist. You're not doing anything crazy. You're just following the checklist one step at a time. And there's not one copy and paste checklist because each one might be completely different But again, having a great checklist will help you succeed. And if you need any help on Amazon, succeeding in sellers, so contacting seller support, getting escalated, reactivation, we do it all. We're Amazon consultants and experts. You can contact us in the link below. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO of VHP Consulting Group, signing out.